We tried to sell our home about 3 years ago, but we didn't know where we would go to.
When we walked in the front door, I grabbed Connie's hand and I said, I think this is it.
You know, Carlin's got this new subdivision over here behind Ingalls. You want to take a ride over there? I said, sure, because we really had never thought where we might want to be.
We decided to talk to some of the neighbors before we built. So we actually, 2 or 3 of the neighbors and just asked them about their experience with Saddlebrook and, how was the build, how's everything, have they done what they said they were going to do, have you had any issues after the fact. Didn't hear one negative comment from the people that we spoke with.
I think it all comes down to the fact that the one thing that Saddlebrook does that's perfect is that they know their market and they know who their buyer is, and they go to the trouble it takes to satisfy and grab that person out of the marketplace.
Everything was in the design center. There wasn't, in the previous experience, we had to go to a lighting place and we had a lighting allowance. And we went way over that lighting allowance. Here, everything was in it. And everything was clear as to what you could do and what was an upgrade.
All of those things were right there in one spot. You didn't have to chase all over town to locate or find things that you might be interested in.
Which we've had to do before. It was very easy.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, it was totally turnkey. It was what you would hope the building process would be.
Could not have been easier. Could not. I am not one at my age to go running to first one electrical place or lighting or fixtures or picking out nails.
From contract to move-in was 5 months, 6 months.
A lot of people were like, it's only going to take that long. And I said, well, that's what they've told us. And they did. I mean, they stayed right with the time.
It was almost too fast because we hadn't sold our house, hadn't even put it on the market. And we're going, oh dear, it was scary. But and I almost said, well, maybe you guys should slow down a little bit.
Well, the surprise to me is how quick it moved along. I mean, they had stages and they had a crew that did this and a crew that did this. And before we turned around hardly, golly, the house is up, and you can get an eye, start looking and seeing what it's going to look like.
Literally, I think he spent an hour with us out there, just talking about everything, answering all the questions that we had from the experience that we had had before. That right there spoke volumes to me because we had never seen the builder for our previous home. And the fact that the builder was going to come out and take that much time with us, and then even through the process, any questions we had, if there were specific questions that somebody couldn't answer, he stepped up and answered.
The quality of the things that are put into the home are really, really nice. And they're really good quality. I'm a cabinet person. When I look at cabinets, I want to make sure that I always like to have a good quality cabinet in a house.
The quality of everything that's in here is really good.
Yeah.
I love the granite countertops. And the backsplash in this house was one of the things that was, I had to have that, yeah.
And one friend came in and she says, I like this house, it's warmer than your last house. And she says, I think it's cozy and I like it better. So that's a plus.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything I really would have chosen different. I'm just real happy with it all. In that short a time, and that's unbelievable when you're building a home.
I would recommend them, definitely. It was that good of an experience.
The Saddlebrook experience to me was very simple, easy.
I would say one word, easy.
Easy, yeah, easy.
And at our age, we need easy.
That's a good word to use. It was very easy.
Well, I can put it in my favorite phrase. My favorite phrase is live, love, laugh. And I was able to do that through the entire building process. And even after now, we get to live, and we get to love, and we get to laugh in that home.